One of the best pieces of advice I ever received as a coach in terms of creating training sessions for my players, my teams, was keep it simple. Keep it related to the game. Don't try to prove how much you know or how complex you can get. Your job is not to try to stump the players. Your job is to help them grow and develop their confidence and ability to play the game. So, in designing sessions, when designing activities, sometimes we fall in that trap that we're trying to add variable after variable and make it as complex to challenge the players. And, sometimes even, we hate to admit it as coaches, but show off a little bit. We're hoping somebody is watching our session and seeing this cool activity that we came up with. And all we're doing is really frustrating the players and most time, the session not going so well. Keep it simple. Again, when you're designing a training session for a player or for a team, what are you trying to get them to do? How does it relate to the game? Is the game going to require them to do it? And if you're prioritizing things to work on, think about what the game requires them to do the most. What does a player spend 80 to 90% of their time doing when the ball comes to them in a game? Are they fine-tuning those skills? What type of situations are players constantly put in a game? Are you putting them in those situations over and over again in training sessions? It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be, trying to prove to the world how great of a coach you are. The whole idea is that you're trying to create situations for the players to learn, to practice in an environment where they can fail over and over again, learn, and getting better is the only consequence. We have to really stick to this. As I watch, as any coach, I go look for activities and I try to see what other coaches are doing. And I feel like in this time of YouTube and TikTok and things like that, we are, starting to ask players to do things in training because it just looks cool. They jump over 3 things, dive under this, look over this shoulder, that shoulder, balance an egg on a spoon, solve a math problem, and then receive a ball and pass to a target. It stops looking like the game. So for me, and what I would suggest for all coaches, when you look at your training sessions, and again, the best advice I ever got, does what you're asking them look like the game? Is this something they're going to do in the game? Are you working on something they're going to do in the game over and over again? And again, the measure of getting better at something is, can you do it faster and maintain control? That's the level. You can execute faster and maintain control. That is the level of a player from the technical ability and being able to execute on the field. You can do things faster and maintain control. When things speed up, you don't lose control. That's what you're trying to get at them. So when you're thinking about your sessions, keep it simple. That KISS acronym, keep it simple. That is the best advice I ever got as a coach, and still to this day, I try to think about that. I catch myself doing it too. No one's perfect. I'm going to try this. This might be really cool. And those are usually the moments that don't go very well in training sessions. The best moments, the best sessions I've run that I think the players enjoy the most are the ones that are very straightforward, simple, and the players just feel like they're getting a lot of repetition and practice at doing something that's going to help them succeed on the field. Because that's the goal. We don't practice to practice. We practice to be successful in the game.